Hello, hockey fans. The Minnesota Hockey Connection is on the air. We're on the air for the next half hour. I'm Kenny Gallagher, along with, what is your name again?
Jerry Burrow.
Jerry Burrow. Jeez. Yeah. It's been a while, Jerry. It's been a whole week.
It has.
Yeah.
A lot of hockey, though.
Lots of hockey. The UMD men tied the mighty Merrimack on Friday night last weekend at Amsoil. The mighty Merrimack.
And we were both there.
Yes. I had seats courtesy of a local car dealership, Kohler Toyota.
All right.
We have, what was going on with attendance Friday night and Saturday night? But Friday night, that was one of the slimmest crowds.
I think the team that was in there.
That's what I kind of thought.
Merrimack. No one knows anything about Merrimack.
Not the first time we've played Merrimack, but the first time we've played a series against Merrimack.
Okay. But what was the highlight of that night?
Friday night?
Yeah.
Well, you had a local boy, Colquist, on the ice.
I think that's the highlight of the whole night.
Sure.
It's great to see a kid that no one recruited back here in Minnesota, goes back east, comes home for a series, has a game of a lifetime.
He's wearing the C.
Yeah.
He's the captain of the team.
Right. And no one recruited him until the end of his junior career.
Jared Colquist played up at Colquette. I'm sorry, Hermantown.
Hermantown. There you go.
Hermantown.
Yeah, he played with Jared Thomas.
You know, that was a great storyline. I think, was it the News Tribune? Matt Wellens had a story about that, how they were teammates and best friends, and they end up on separate teams, one in the Hockey East, the other one here with UMD, hometown team, if you will, and then they meet on the ice, unlikely, going through USHL, both of them.
Yep. Pretty neat.
Good stuff. So, yeah.
3 assists, 1 goal on Friday night, and another goal on Saturday night.
Colquist?
Yes.
Yeah, he had quite a night, That's great for a kid to return to Duluth and do well, as long as his team doesn't win.
Yep, I can hear his family every time they scored.
Bulldogs, Merrimack tied Friday night 5-5, and then they go to the unknown overtime rules. But
it doesn't even count.
No. So silly. They do. Can't even talk about it. So they have an overtime, nobody scores, and then they go to a shootout, a 3-on-3, and that was disastrous. Merrimack scored, but so what? It doesn't mean anything other than what? Just gives the kids some extra playing time.
Right. I guess that's what you call it.
I don't like this 3-on-3 format, even in the NHL.
You don't?
No, it's not hockey. Hockey's not 3-on-3.
You don't want a little rink?
No, if you want to really change it up and have it be a little bit, have it 1-on-1.
There you go.
Yeah.
I said that. 3-on-3, 2-on-2, 1-on-1.
And, have something where if the puck goes past the blue line and both the other blue line, and both players are inside one blue line, the whistle's blown and there's a face-off.
Right. But UMD came back the second night.
7-2.
7-2, but it was a close game till the third period, and then all of a sudden they broke it open, and even Avery Peterson got a couple goals.
Avery has to come up with a move, because he had that chance Friday night, but he didn't have a move. You didn't bring your move with you, Avery. Didn't have a move. You got to have a move.
Yeah.
But, hey, the Bulldogs did what they had to do, and that was... they didn't win Friday night, they didn't lose, and then Saturday they won. So that's what they needed to do.
Well, like we said in the beginning of the season, it's going to be growing pains. First of all, they got to find the goalie for their foundation, and that's going to take a while because no one's showing up 2 nights in a row.
Nick Deary was decent.
I didn't think he was that good.
5 goals Friday night, but consider the defense too that's there. You've got a very young defensive crew, and just that whole back end, goalie and defenseman.
Right. And then, like you say, the defense are young, and it seems a lot of them like to pinch. They like to go in there offensively, and they forget about the defense part of they got to remember they are defensemen.
Again, the Bulldogs will play Maine this weekend.
At Maine.
And that game Friday night is 6 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 6 o'clock on Friday, 6:30 on Saturday.
But it's Eastern time there, so.
No, that's local time. 6 o'clock local on Friday, 6:30 local on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, the games. The Bulldogs are 2-2-2.
Well, 6 o'clock local. That's why it's Eastern time. 7 for that game out there. 7.
Oh, so, we know. Oh,
we know.
We know, Jim. The Bulldogs are 2-2-2.
Yep.
How about St. Cloud 5-0?
Right. You know, I'm going out to Denver in a couple of weeks. I'm going to help my brother out for a few days. And while I'm out there, I'm going to go see DU. And guess
they're undefeated.
And guess who they're playing?
St. Cloud.
Yes.
Awesome.
Isn't that amazing? If they can, wouldn't that be nice if both of them were stayed this way? 1-2 then.
Yeah, Denver's 2-0-2. St. Cloud's 5-0. No conference play yet, obviously, but that's all right. They're playing hockey.
Yep. Yeah. And know who's doing good for them? The Palin, all these Minnesota kids on that team. They're playing excellent. So, hey, St. Cloud is a very good team. And last year they were a little young, but hey.
Hey, grade that arena. I've never been to that St. Cloud arena. What do they call it? Is that their
Herb Brooks
National Arena?
National.
Okay. National Ice Center? Or?
Yeah. But they named it after Herb Brooks.
Grade the arena. I've never been there.
Well, they remodeled it already. Major remodeling. And it's a lot better with the remodeling. And they got some suites all the way around now, right in the middle. And I like it. It's a nice arena.
Compared to Amsoil?
I like Amsoil's press box a lot better. I like, well, sometimes in the press box at St. Cloud, you're looking right over the students. And they stand up. And
what's the student section compared to Duluth?
Well, you know what? The student section is getting better at Duluth.
They're getting together packed Friday night. Well, it's homecoming weekend.
And it seems like they have fun.
Yeah.
That, you know, I like students sections, you know, when they get together. I like when you go, I used to go to Wisconsin in Gopher Series, and boy, those student sections were crazy.
You can't compare Wisconsin student section to UNB, can you?
No. But it's a nice arena. There's a lot of nice arenas in MCHC.
All right.
Because you got the Magnus Arena, the World Arena down in Colorado Springs. You got North Dakota's one of the best arenas.
The Ralph.
The Ralph. Hey, big series up there this weekend. Finally, they got together after 5 years.
The Fighting Hawks and?
The Minnesota Gophers.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
This weekend, huh?
And they split.
Oh, last weekend.
This past weekend.
Okay.
And the funny thing about it is that people are still saying, why don't they play each other each year? These are probably the number one series by far in college hockey.
Easily.
I mean, so why don't...
the Boston
if they want to promote the game of hockey,
college
hockey,
yeah,
you got to have them play each year. 2 games. Each year, go up there, then come back down, but play each other.
Yeah.
That's simple.
It's simple.
There you go.
Easy. How many games do they play a year?
That's twice you agree with me tonight.
How many games do they play a year? 30 plus games?
30 plus.
Give them 2.
They get over 35, really.
There you go.
Yep. I know they got their conference, but they only have 6 teams in their conference, so what the heck?
Well, then that begs the question, what about the Bulldogs and North Dakota?
We do play them in conference.
Correct. What about the Bulldogs and the Gophers?
Yeah, we should play them too.
I mean, interstate rivalries,
those
long-time WCHA
biggest
opponents.
Yep. We've been playing them since the early 60s when Christensen was playing.
Huffer scored what? Did he have 6 points in that opening game at the deck?
6 or 7.
Yeah. And they beat Minnesota. They shut them out. 7-0 maybe? Or
some 7-1 or something, yeah.
Wow.
That's 100 years ago.
Well, not quite that long ago, but we love Huffer from Rainier. Where's he from? Is he Fort Francis? He's from across the border. Yeah.
Played at the Pauls.
Yeah.
And they had great teams in the 60s. So
now, was he on Fowles championship teams?
He was on, He played on the 60s. They were in state tournament. They won, they won the state championship. Let's see, 66, 67, 68, and he graduated before that, and they won another year before that. So they had 4 championships in the 60s.
Awesome.
Yeah. But they had, look, if you go through, it's a who's who on names that played there. It was an amazing time up there for a small town.
The International Fall Bronco Nagurskis.
There you go. And his son played in the 68 team.
Huffer's kid?
Not Huffers.
Oh, Bronco
Broncos,
Nagurski.
yeah. Yeah. And furthermore, this past weekend, Minnesota Gophers played the Bulldog ladies. And it didn't turn out too good for the Bulldogs.
You know, did they have leads in both those games? I know they had a lead in Saturday night's game.
Saturday they did, but Friday night they didn't.
But both close games, nonetheless. Right. And this is a team, the Bulldogs, that just can't seem to beat the Gophers, but they're this close.
They hit so many pipes.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many pipes
it really
they hit.
is.
And they really outplayed them on Saturday night, Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
And, I mean, give them time, but, boy, there might be a little pressure now. They lost 6 in a row.
Well, you know, you're not playing the Gophers no more. You go play 6 other teams and beat them.
Well, they played the Gophers, who were in the top 5. They played Boston College, which is in the top 5. I think
Wisconsin?
They haven't played Wisconsin yet, but
oh boy,
it's coming up.
Yeah.
And Ohio State's a lot better team now. They're in the top 5 in the nation.
NCHC top teams right now in the league?
Well, you have to go with 3 because they're in the top 4 in the national rankings. You got North Dakota number 4, St. Cloud State number 2, and Denver number 1.
There you go. Yeah.
So we got well, look at here. We got more teams in the NCHC. We got Minnesota Duluth at 10. We got, I know there's another.
Minnesota State?
Yeah, the WCHA, 12. Gophers in Big 10, 7.
Well, it's so early on these rankings.
Right,
There hasn't even been any conference plays, games rather, so it's early on.
Right.
Minnesota Wild will resume play at, or rather this week. They're what, a 6-game homestand
tonight. Well, it's where
Tuesday night. We're taping Tuesday.
Right.
But what, a 6-game homestand?
4.
Okay.
4. They got Vancouver tonight. Well, Tuesday the 24th. This will be broadcast on the 25th. Thursday they got New York Islanders. Saturday they got Pittsburgh. And then next Tuesday, Halloween, Winnipeg.
All right.
That might be crazy down there, huh?
On Halloween it will be.
Winnipeg?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They're kind of crazy.
Check your schedule. I think that's a 6-game homestand. I think they also play Pittsburgh that following Saturday. And then I'm not sure who they play.
No, Pittsburgh is the Saturday before that.
Ah, there we go. This Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
And did you hear Zach Parisi? They
Had surgery.
Yeah,
had surgery. He's out 8 to 10 weeks.
Boy. Now, to me...
Surgery on what, Jer?
On his back.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they didn't do something way back in the spring. I just don't get it.
You know, you want to heal naturally. Maybe he declined surgery and then was faced with that, or...
Well, I guess they made the wrong decision.
Yeah.
And we don't know if this is going to work either.
True.
But
and surgery on your back and then play NHL hockey?
Yeah. And the way he plays. Whew. And, hey, they've been on the road 5 out of the 6 games, and I would say that you call it 500 because they got 6 points. They got 2 wins, 2 losses, and they lost in a shootout.
2-2-2.
2-2 and 2.
Yeah.
Well, they say 1-1 in the standings because one they lost in a shootout and one they lost on 3-on-3. So they got to do good on this homestand, and they got some decent teams here coming in. So
Chris Stewart, Stewie, leads the team, them in scoring.
Yeah, I was just
6
saying,
goals in 6 games.
Oh, Ovechkin had how many goals? He had 7 goals his first 2 games, and he has 10 altogether after. 11 goals after 10 games, but TJ Oshie has 6 goals.
My goodness.
Yeah, and Chris Stewart though.
Yeah.
Come on.
Had a goal in every game.
He's playing great.
He really is. He really is. I hope he's the leading scorer and has 40 goals. Right now the Wild, they're playing okay. They're goaltending. Dubnyk has the 2 losses.
Right.
Stalock has
played
no
good
loss.
the other night.
Yeah.
He played good Saturday night against Calgary, where he made 35 saves out of 37 shots. So that's a pretty good game for him. So that's good to see that. And that means I think they'll play him a little more. I mean, Dubnyk has been a little slow to me.
Who would you rather have right now, Devin Dubnyk or Gilles Melange?
I got to stay with the young guy.
I'd go with Melange in a heartbeat.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You're really going back, aren't you? Is this a history class?
All right, Cesar Maniago.
Okay.
Let's go way back.
Stand up, Caesar.
Bulldogs early part of the season. Obviously, no conference games yet. Again, they're 2-2, and the Wild are 2-2. Wow.
Basically,
yeah. NCHC, the Wilderness. How are they doing, Jer?
That's not NCHC.
Or I'm sorry,
North American
NAHL.
Well, they split this weekend, so that's good. They they played 3 games because they had a game last Wednesday night, and they lost in the shootout to Austin. They had that game. They were ahead 5-3, and they lost 6-5 in the shootout. And then they lost on Friday night out in Minot 5-3, and then Saturday they won 5-2. But a weird thing about those games, all 3 games, Luke Dahl from Duluth scored a goal in each game.
Nice.
And Nick Altman scored a goal in each game. Both Duluth East kids.
Very, very good.
Yeah. And Lane, for Austin, Lane Crenson, who played for Duluth Marshall, had a goal and 2 assists on last Wednesday night. So, local boys. Eric Oates had 2 assists for the Wilderness. He's Hermantown defenseman. So, a lot of local action.
Local College of St. Scholastica, they get started this weekend.
Yeah. Both the ladies and the men get started on the this Friday. St. Scholastica's the men are at Northland, and the ladies are at Augsburg.
Okay, Northland is, of course, in Ashland, Wisconsin.
Right. And then they switch on Saturday night for the men. So then the men from Northland come up here to Mars Arena on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. And then UWS has Concordia, Wisconsin on Saturday, and the ladies, I mean. And then the men have Lake Forest on Friday and Concordia, Wisconsin on Saturday. So everything's getting going now.
All right.
All we need is the playoffs for the High School Elite League is this weekend, and then they have the International, what do you call it? IIT, International Ice Tournament. Not Ice Tournament. Can't think of what it means now.
What's that?
The Elite League, at the end of the year, they have their playoffs, and then they bring in these teams, international.
All right.
I can't even think of it. I'll think of it before the night's over. But that's on the first weekend of November down in New Hope Arena, and the playoffs are this week. So already the Elite League's coming to an end. It's been going on for 7 weeks already.
Jeez.
Yeah. And so just in 3 weeks, high school guys, boys, practice starts. So we're going to get all the coaches in locally to talk about their teams and where they see them and some of their big games this year and some of their top players. So we'll get a good look at some of these teams.
Oh, by the way, I drove by the Heritage and I saw the large outdoor.
Oh, you did finally.
I saw the large.
Kind of neat, huh?
It really was. These large outdoor renditions, those paintings by.
They're huge, aren't they?
Tim Cortez.
Yeah.
Now, did he actually? He didn't paint those that scale.
No.
I think Lamar blew them up.
Yeah, right.
He drew them to whatever size, and
right.
they're really amazing. They really are nice. And it's really neat to see what Heritage has become with those murals.
And they finished all the walls inside there, and they're going to build out the college wall.
Yeah, there's one picture that they don't have that I got to try to get to them. The 1973-74 Lower Chester team that I was on, and we were good.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't score any goals.
There was no other good teams then?
Not really.
Okay.
Duluth Heights had a good team.
Oh, talking about, I think... How about Bucky Keith Forbert? I think he's going to get a few free beers. His son plays for the L.A. Kings. Played at Duluth East.
Derek Forbert.
He just signed a new contract for 2 years for $5.05, so $2.5 million a year.
Richest kid in Duluth.
Playing hockey. That's neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
And then,
he's carried the torch.
And this is going to get bigger and bigger as time goes on. It's only 2 years, and next time it's going to be $4 million a year.
There you go, Derek, more power to you.
Yeah.
Sean Hill was the last Duluth-born player, Duluthian, if you will, in the NHL. And there was that how long has he been out of the league? He's been out of the league several years. Sean Hill from East.
Right.
And Derek Forbert, I think, is the guy that stepped in and carried... Yes, I think it's Derek Forbert.
Well, we did have... we only played about a few games in the National Hockey League, but... Cade Fairchild played a few games.
Did he?
Yes,
okay.
For St. Louis.
All right, so we're going to give it to Cade Fairchild. Yeah, you're right. And he carried the torch for Duluth, albeit a short period of time.
Yes.
But Derek is the current guy.
Right.
All right.
And they got Alex Iafala on that L.A. Kings team on the first line.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mean, that's a number one scoring line. He's only got 3 assists, but they say this guy is doing a super job. They're loving him out there. And
Alex Iafalo, UNB Bulldogs... well, he was a senior last year. Led the team in scoring. Yeah. One of the leaders in the league, actually, from Eden, New York. It sits not too far from Lake Ontario, and it's kind of a neat story. You know, here's a kid that's undrafted, and he's on the first line for the Los Angeles Kings after being invited to their tryout camp. It's great.
I know that we're doing our show right now on Tuesday, and it'll come out on Wednesday, but the Wild are bringing up 2 Minnesota kids and a Wisconsin Badger kid for tonight's game.
I'm going to guess Luke Cunnin, the Wisconsin Badger kid?
Yes.
All right.
Who are the 2 Minnesota kids they're bringing up?
O'Reilly?
Yes, Mike Riley, defenseman.
Schrader's gone.
Yeah.
Rao?
Nope, but this kid is going to be his first game.
Give it to us, Jer.
Justin Clues.
Nice.
Yes.
Really? Mr. Hockey.
He's a kid that beat Duluth East in the quarterfinals when East had one of their better teams with Randolph Toninato and Trevor Olson.
Oh, yeah. Should we boo him then? Or
Then Justin went on he had a good career over at the Minnesota Gophers. But, hey, this is great to see local kids come up like that.
Mr. Hockey, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
So I think glued to your TV tonight.
Oh,
Take notes.
We'll be listening on WDSM.
Is it on WDSM now, every game?
710 AM, 98.1 FM. Yes.
91?
98.1 FM.
Okay. So it's on both channels, huh, all the time?
710 and 98.1
Now, is there anything that like 710 that might take it away from 710?
Packer football.
Oh, Packer football. So we don't have to worry about that.
Packer football, maybe some Badger stuff, I'm not sure. If they've got to move the Wild game from DSM, it'll go to 102.5, the Duke.
So they're both, then it'll go to 2 FMs.
That's the alternate.
Okay, but 98.1.
Yes.
Okay. It's good to know because they changed everything around up
You know,
there.
it was at a previous station for a few years, but you're right, those things do tend to change. And right now, WDSM in Duluth carries Wild hockey.
Right, and they do that in the cities now, and I got to figure out where it's at because I come out of the game, I'm trying to find the game. It's not on where it's supposed to because they have two other things that have priority.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, again, UMD Bulldogs, they play at Maine this weekend. They're still trying to find themselves, Jerry. Young team. I mean, my goodness. Think of the guys they lost and having to replace your goaltender year after year after year. And who will step forward? Will it be Nick Deary, Hunter Shepard? Who's the other guy? That Pat dude?
I don't know if they're going to use him right now, unless the other two are playing
real bad.
He's
a Canadian. He's a freshman. Ben Pat.
But I think they might redshirt him if they can. Makes sense. But look at our UMD Bulldog ladies goaltender who's going to be playing for the Olympics. He's on Team USA right now. Maddie Rooney.
All right.
Just she had a good day against Canada in the preseason game, and they beat them 5-2. So she's playing real good for the USA team. And here's your favorite. You like these young kids. Mm-hmm. Here you go.
Minnesota Duluth received verbal commitments from a pair of 15-year-old defensemen from Minnesota high schools. Owen Gallatin, a freshman at White Bear Lake, and Connor Kelly, a sophomore at Maple Grove. Both of them announced via Twitter that they would play hockey, just seconds apart, that they would play hockey with the Bulldogs in the future. Two defensemen. Mm-hmm. You familiar with these kids?
The Kelly family, he had an older brother that was real good at Maple Grove.
They're 15 years old.
A couple of years ago. I know. That's what I'm saying. We've been talking about, like, the Gophers got that 13 and 14-year-old brothers, and we're talking about it's just crazy.
They really
now that it's 15 years old, they can't commit for two and a half years.
Gallatin was drafted by the Brandon Wheat Kings in the WHL Major Junior Bantam Draft. Mm-hmm. Just a couple of minutes here. The Minnesota Hockey Connection is taped downtown in City Hall in Duluth, Minnesota, produced by the staff at PACT-TV. We certainly want to thank them. You can find us online, minnesotahockeyconnection.com, and, of course, on Facebook. Find us on Facebook. Like us there. We're starting to get some pretty cool content. Are you starting? You basically run the website, minnesotahockeyconnection.com. Is that? Are you?
Well, we're going to start getting stuff. I'm going to get a new cell phone where I can take better pictures, and when I go to these games, I can put more stuff up and during the game and everything, and get the scores up right away after a game, like high school games. That'll be helpful, and so. Plus, this next week now, the Wild are in town. They got Vancouver on Tuesday night, October 24th, but New York Islanders on October 26th, Pittsburgh, the world champions, October 28th, and then Winnipeg back in town, October 31st. So all at home, and you can stay glued to your TV and watch it, or get down to the XL.
Awesome. Well, with that, we're going to sign off, and Jer, we'll be back here next week to drop the puck. We'll see you then.
Yep.